I got sick. I'm sorry. I know I was doing like the whole comeback thing, and I was doing like 3 videos a week, which was pretty great. And then I got sick. I got a really bad cough, and it was the kind of cough that keeps you up at night. You know, wake up in the middle of the night, and your chest is all like itchy feeling on the inside because you're just coughing all the time. And it's the one that makes you do this in between like the coughs. You know the one, right? So I got that cough, and then during the day, my throat was super dry, and I was like, if I do a stream or do a video recording session, I'm losing my voice. And of course, I've still got the audiobooks to make for Patreon. I've got those Goth songs that I need to do the vocals for. I have new Monroe stuff that I need to do the vocals for. I've got videos and streams that I need to be doing. So I need to preserve the voice. I had to take like a week off or something to get my voice back. Feeling better. I still have like a bit of a cough. Especially if I talk about having a cough. For some reason, it's Pavlovian. More good news! The avatar for my VR chat debut has been completed. For those of you who aren't in the know, don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Around November, December time, I was putting together one of the rooms in my motorcycle garage to be a VTubing room, like a VR room. I managed to get the body trackers, I got the Valve controllers, which apparently you absolutely need. I got the world made. It's all there. My own world. For me, just me and no one else, unless I invite you in, which is very, very, very unlikely. But I got it all sorted, and I was like, the last thing I need is a dope-ass looking avatar. So with very little knowledge in the VR community, I took to Fiverr, and I was like, wow, there's some amazing prices here for some really incredible work. Clicked on the first guy that I saw that he was from Nigeria. Immediate red flags. And I thought, do you know what? Let's not be prejudiced here against Nigerians. Perhaps in Nigeria, there is a massive community of VR chat avatar makers. So I went ahead and I was just like, hey, let's make an avatar. Notice that the work that you've displayed is incredible. Here's what I want. Here's the specifics. And then as the months went on with this guy, he kept asking for more and more money, even though the stuff he was making me pay for was stuff I already said I wanted at the beginning of the interaction. He was acting as if they were a new thing that I had not mentioned yet. So I kept giving the guy more and more money. Then he randomly lost an account and asked me to sign up to his other account that he'd made on Fiverr. Then after months and months of not really any updates, and the updates I were getting were not great, I managed to see the avatar he'd made, and it looked like that. Yeah, it looked like crap. Looked literally nothing like what he had advertised he was able to do. And then that's when I realized exactly what had happened to his first account that I had contacted him through. It had been banned because he was a scammer from Nigeria. So that wasted several months. Took a couple of weeks to find another person who was actually trustworthy. Found a person. They're making my new avatar. It looks really, really great. Took a very, very long time for them to finish it, but it looks pretty good. Good enough for the money I had left over from being scammed. So now I'm finally going to be doing the VR chat really soon. Until then, we are going to do whatever the hell I decide to do when I put the makeup on and sit in this desk. So let's see if old TikTok is actually good today, because for the last recording session, it wasn't, and I was too busy being a nice boy to make anything decent out of that video. So today, I feel like I'm gonna be brutally honest. That's so shocking and surprising. Yeah, as if you guys didn't originally start watching my channel because I was ragging on these idiots 2 years ago. Man, it looks like this channel called Alt TikTok, it definitely looks like they have a type. I already hate it. Did you hear that? No footage played, but did you hear that song? That sound was playing from this Alt TikTok. Already hate it. That's a little low. That's a little low. Pretty sure it's meant to be a little bit higher than that, right? Like a lot higher than that. Is that? I'm sorry. It's been a long, long time since I A, had a piercing, and B, had any interest in getting a piercing. But from what I remember, I'm pretty sure a septum piercing is meant to be a lot higher up in the septum than that. See, the placement of that nostril piercing was pretty dope. I can't remember the name of that, but there's a word for that, and David Bowie had it.
You call me Mullet Daddy?
Why did mullets come back? I know Gen Z kids are obsessed with the ugliest effing shit you can possibly find, right? I don't know when this started, but like, I know to you, it's quirky, ironic, and cute, right? But to like everyone else, it's just ugly as F. Like girls with a mullet, it's not so bad. Whenever you see the dudes with like, and they're usually like 18, so it's even more stupid looking. They usually have like, you know, the slanted down mustache, or a pencil mustache with like a perm kind of mullet. And it's just kind of like, I wonder how hard. In fact, I wonder if I could slap you hard enough that the mullet would come off. The mullet just Flies away. Bonus points if you take the mustache off with it too. Oh, you're mad about that? The idea of me slapping someone because they got a mullet? There's a whole meme based around this shit. And don't tell me you've never laughed at this kind of meme, right? Shut up. Goth kid in the graveyard. Brilliant. It has to, okay, it's like a legacy, right? It needs to be continued. There's no way that person in that video, in the graveyard, with the corset, the look, right? There's no way they didn't know that what they were doing is cliche and done their hell. That's not the point. The point is that it's a legacy that needs to be continued. It's a necessity. It's a requirement. I've done it.
Yeah, and I like how you're at least 18 years old.
Actually,
I like how you're at least 18 years.
Oh, girls have a very, very different experience with bands. I remember not being able to ever get anywhere near any of the members of the bands that I went to go see, and yet so a lot of the girls that I talked to about the same shows or shows about with the same bands, they all have incredible stories how they got backstage and hung out with them and had drinks and everything. It was great. Girls, you have a very, very different experience with bands than what men do. Vein writhing. I'm gonna coin that phrase right now, and I will eventually copyright that. Vein writhing. If you don't know what, if you don't, it's such a perfect phrase for what it is. It's that weirdly awkward cringe gyrating that people do whenever they're now forced to do a video instead of just taking a selfie, because like it's what you do whenever you're trying to get like a good angle for your phone, right? For a photo. But because kids on TikTok don't do photos anymore, they do videos now. They set the video up and they do all that like finding their angle and body checking and jawline checking and all that vein shit as a video, which is usually the stuff that no one's meant to see, and now it's like the main front and center, right? This is vein writhing. This is what it is. It's just like constantly shifting around, finding your best angles. I don't know where this came from, right? This is the kind of shit you do in the mirror to entertain yourself, right? So it's like if you're having a good day, if you're feeling good about yourself, you stand in front of the mirror and you just sort of like strike your best angles and you have a look at yourself and you're just like, man, I'm feeling good today. It's not the kind of shit you do as content to other people, right? Like if you do have a good bone structure or you are outwardly attractive, then that usually just speaks for itself. You then do other things, right? Like sing or make something or tell a funny joke. And then people will be like, wow, they're, funny and interesting or whatever, but they're also very attractive and that's nice to look at. You don't make the content like, look how attractive I am. Unless, of course, it's on OnlyFans. But, of course, we are looking at these things, like, removed from TikTok. This might be someone's personal... Do you know what? No, not even, because they're posting it publicly for people to see. It's not like their TikTok was private, and it's like, oh, no one should see this. They wanted that out there for people to see that. Let's see if we've got another one. I mean, we've got the lines in the corners of the mouth here and nothing else, which is usually an indicator that we're going to get vein writhing. Content! TikTok content! How are other social medias in trouble? To TikTok! Here's another one. There's vein writhing, which definitely sounds like a movie or a video game or something, right? But there's also something I like to call vein stasis. It can be other synonyms for like being motionless or frozen or inanimate. And as I describe this, you are going to go, oh my God, there's so much of that on TikTok. And you'll see a lot of this, and we might actually see it today. Vein stasis is when someone has one good angle, or they believe to have only one good angle, or an angle that's way better than every other angle they have. And they will stay there, get it perfect, get the lighting perfect, camera in a very specific place, and they will, put their chin up a little bit, really bring out that jawline as well because of the position of the lighting. And they will lip sync in this position and not move. Oftentimes they will like talk and then break into like a smile as if to be like, oh yeah, look how sexy I look when I smile. Completely motionless. You see it a lot and it's the cringiest shit to me. It's the cringiest shit to me. I've seen so much cringe. In fact, portion of my job has been reacting to cringe. I've been paid by YouTube because I've made a video reacting to cringe. And the amount of videos I've like skipped through during a cringe compilation that actually wasn't cringe at all. Like, you think that's cringe? That's cringe. And then I'll sit here through like literally an hour's worth of 5-minute videos of alt TikTok compilations like this. Because you have to sit there for like 20 seconds and watch some person writhe in vanity while they make eye contact with the camera, and I feel like I'm a mirror. No. I feel like a dude in a car with tinted windows, and you're there, and they've come over to like check their teeth or something, or check their makeup, not knowing you're in the f***ing car, and you're just in the car. It's uncomfortable. Like, who can sit through a second of it? And why is it so popular? In fact, I have a horror story from back when I was in college. So, I used to do this really neat thing when I was a teenager, back in 2000 and... When did I leave school? 2007. Because we weren't allowed to dye our hair. So, I had never dyed my hair. And I had, like, long hair down to my nips. And I remember leaving school, and the first thing I did was dye my hair red. It's the first color people usually go to. I was the only one who had dyed hair for a while. Because I grew up in a seaside village in the middle of nowhere. When I tell you I was the only goth in the village, I mean it, dude. Anyway, a year passes. I've been bleaching and dyeing my hair a lot, and my hair is becoming quite stubborn to it. So I get the strongest bleach I can possibly get. I don't do a 1-to-1 ratio. I add something else into it, a little bit extra something, just to give me that boost. You know, get that white blonde, because bleaching it twice in a row hurts my scalp a lot. So let's see if we can get it right on the first one. I put the bleach on, and my roots go a nice color. Yeah, my roots go a nice white blonde. As for the remaining 14 inches of hair coming from those roots, turn to cheese. Turned to melted cheese, and I watched it go down the drain as I washed it out of my hair. And you're probably wondering which part of my hair broke. If I had bleached all of my hair, and all of it had broken, it's okay, shortcut. It's fine. If I had in fact started bleaching the underlayer of my hair, you're probably seeing where this is going, then I could just do a short back and sides, right? Like a skin fade, you know, just shave off the bleached bit and keep the healthy hair that was on the top, kind of like what I've got going on now. I had bleached the outer layer of my hair. So the outer layer, the top layer of my hair, from like there down, was the part that was bleached, that was colored. So when that broke and there was like 2 to 3 inches of hair sticking up, I looked like a member of Motley Crue walking around my college. That was a really tough time for me, okay? And I didn't want to cut the rest of my hair because it was just so long and thick and healthy, and I just didn't want to cut into it, and I was like, I'll just have to stick it out. I'll just have to wear a hat. Oh boy. Things we do to look cool. Ooh, we have more new metal stuff. Okay. I mean, the stuff that we've had up until this point about kids talking about what goth is and what new metal is have been very... you sure about that? So let's see exactly what this young'un thinks new metal is. Oh, it looks like they've got a selection that they can go through here. I guess they're not picking it, right? It's like a filter. So it's like a pre-picked songs. So whether or not they think it's new metal or not is irrelevant. The app is choosing for them. Deftones. Yeah, Deftones, yeah! I love how they've gotten popular again. People are like going ape shit because Deftones is such a vibe, dude. But trust me when I tell you, your experience with Deftones and your teenaged angst is reminiscent of someone trying to start the party the next day when everybody has to go to work and is hungover. It's just not the same. You can continue to party and have a fun time, but it'll never be as good as the party that was the night before. And this is a metaphor brought to you by a millennial who was there on the front lines when this stuff happened. Actually, I was a little bit behind. Deftones is actually Gen X. But when new metal got super popular in the early 2000s, we were right there with Deftones, man. And it was the soundtrack, the original soundtrack to the original new metal kids. It was fresh, it was hot, it was new, it was sexy. It was original. Kids these days are just imitating it, copying it. Older brothers and sisters.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
That's a nice silver color.
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you look bonita.
I also look bonita. That's a very nice silver. How in the hell have you done that? No, I got it. I know how they've done it. You dyed it silver first, and you dyed the rest of it black. That's how you don't have the orange strip. The body gets out alive. Oh, Skin Dread. I'm so glad they're making the rounds again. For those of you who don't know, I'm just checking my phone. For those of you who don't know who Skin Dread are, they're a British reggae metal band fronted by lead singer Benji Webb, who a bunch of my friends met when I was a teenager. They were girls, and they met them after the show. Us boys had no such luck. But yeah, check it out. The song is called Nobody by Skindred. It's an old song. It's an old song. She's like 20 years old almost. I think that's pretty common for most siblings because I was like a new metal kid, like a metalhead, new metal goth kind of looking thing. I had a bunch of different influences, you know. I liked metalcore, which had just become a thing at the time, which is weird to say, but that's true. So they had like the black nail varnish and the eyeliner, but they screamed and played metal. And I was also into like Deer and Grey, and they definitely had like more of that traditional Victorian clothing with the black lipstick and the back-combed hair. I liked that as well. Also liked Devil Driver and Mudvayne, and as we all know about Mudvayne, they wore a lot of makeup and dyed their hair different colors. So yeah, I had a bunch of different influences when I was, you know, in the early 2000s. So I generally looked like a fan of all those bands. My brother, on the other hand, was into football, and was a complete chav. So yeah, generally tends to happen. Vein writhing. All of these are literally just unused Instagram selfies. All these different poses that we see in this video are just unused Instagram selfies. Like when you scroll through the photo reel in your phone of unused photos, that's that video. Using Deftones again, which is great that the youth is finally realizing how good Deftones was. I can't really say much. I didn't like Deftones when I was a teenager. I know I had the whole thing about like how we were listening to Deftones when it was original and didn't really like them myself. We as a generation were listening to it originally. Boy, I can't wait for all of the top metal bands' next album to sound like White Pony. I hate music. I hate music, I hate metal, I hate the industry, I hate trends, and I hate that we're forced to follow them. Especially today. You don't like anything different. You think you're different. You don't actually like different things. You like the same shit as everybody else. That's why when you see an alt kid on TikTok, it looks like a trillion other alt kids, because there's an alt kid uniform that you all wear. Oh, so by stretch your ears with you meant watch me put my first set of 2 mil stretchers in. I thought we were gonna have like a whole... See, if that was a YouTube video, we'd have like a whole video where it was like 10 minutes. And it's like, hey, so I have my ears pierced for this long, and today I'm gonna be stretching up to this desired size, and I already have the jewelry laid out. I had some time to think about the kind of materials that I want to use, and apparently this type of material is less reactive with my skin type, so I'm gonna use this material. Quite like this color. I'm gonna start slowly. Plan to do about stretch per 2 weeks, maybe. Make sure I don't tear anything. You know, like a whole thing. Get to see the progress photos, any hardships they go through. But on TikTok, what's their equivalent? Stretching my ears! Just put the first stretcher in. There we go. Thanks for coming to my video. Feel free to scroll away and forget about me forever. They were also way more gentle and delicate with stretching than any of us were when we were teenagers. Probably why I have damage on my left lobe. One more. There's no way I've done a 45-minute video off of 3.5 minutes of TikToks. Well, that's why you come here, right? You come for Jake's opinion. Because these compilations are online. You can watch these anytime you like. But you chose to watch me watch them. There's obviously a defining factor between those two types of videos, right? It's me. Vein writhing in public? It's in public now. Yeah, lead singer, music video moment, waiting at the bus stop. Inspiration strikes at the strangest times. Even back then, we made fun of kids that dress like this. Could you imagine a conversation between those two kids? For 1 second. And I'm not even going to mock one up for you, because you know exactly what a conversation between those two dudes would sound like. It's not far off Beavis and Butthead.
Like, when do we get the checks?
I'm not reacting anymore. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in for this far less far more entertaining old TikTok reaction video. Not less nice, not less positive, more entertaining, more real, more Jake. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. I had a great day today because I made it a great day. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. I know I've been playing with this mic this whole time. I had a great day today because I made it a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.